All right, good afternoon, everyone. Just quarter week before and after cleaning service here in Callaway Garden. A nice, beautiful day here. We just arrived, my wife and I, getting ready to head through the Butterfly Center. So I'm gonna show you guys how it look inside the Butterfly Center. Pretty nice area, man. A lot of lakes around here, man. I tell you, it's a real nice area, man. I'm excited to be here. Let's take a look inside this Butterfly Center. Let's go. All right, getting ready to head inside of this center here. This is pretty nice here. Kind of crazy. Pretty nice. All right, inside we go. I said, inside we go. Landscaping is pretty nice here. This is beautiful, guys. A lot of artifacts about birds and stuff like that. This is real nice. Nice. Those are the birds that I saw in the yard.
Hooded warblers.
What are they called?
Hooded warblers.
Wow. I saw these birds in my neighbor's yard about a couple of days ago. I've never seen these type of birds before. What type of birds are these? So, it's their name. Look, Keisha, this bird named Ariel. This bird named Ariel. I just joke with you.
Whatever. Bird box. The bird box right here. Yeah. You one of those at the house. Mm-hmm. This lake is amazing. We're walking out this door here. This is amazing. Look how beautiful this is. This is beautiful. I won't roll for anything. What you say? The plant the lady gave me, and that's about as much as I can get over the block.
Wow, this is nice. We out here in Callaway Garden for those that ever think about coming out here. It's Southwood, Georgia, man. It's real beautiful, man. Look at that bridge there. We're gonna kind of walk around some, kind of show you guys some of the stuff that they have out here, some of the activities that they have. A lot of lakes, a lot of fishing out here. Bring your fisher rod if you come out here, because I'm telling you, man, they have a lot of lakes around here. Now, a lot of these lakes are non-fishing lakes, and some of these are, but it's real nice around here. It's very beautiful. Nice sightseeing, great place for the family. It seems like the food and activities is really good. My wife had kind of joined ourselves. Keisha, say hey to everybody.
Hello.
All right, we out here having a good time, man. Look at this lake, guys. This is beautiful. So this is we at the bird place right now. You see a fish? We see the fish at.
I see a creature.
Oh yeah, it is some fishes. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we're here in this lake right here. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is real nice. Nice little walking area. This is real pretty, man. This is, I like this. Very calm and laid back. Got the butterfly bush here. They don't have any butterflies on here right now, but it's very nice. This is where butterflies just come and land. I don't know if you guys can see some. They're flying out in front of me, but you guys probably can't see them. Hmm? Yeah, they flying around, yeah. But this is where they land, and kind of feasting, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. This is beautiful. So we're gonna go on the other side here. Once we get on the other side, I'm gonna record a little bit more. But yeah, this is the birds area. So it's here like a nature trail we're going through. Oh man, it's so much. I ain't been out here in so long. So, but look at this. Passing by these areas, man, and these birds are here. And these trees there, it's pretty nice. Oh, look at this. The owl, man. I tell you, man, I wonder how big he is. I have an owl that sits in the back trees of my house. He loves, that is, wow.
Juniper. Where is Juniper?
I don't know. You want to go through here and see?
No.
Come on, we gotta walk this way anyway, cause that's where the bikes go. So, this is nice.
They saying meet them like they right here or something. Meet Wilson. Well, where they at?
I don't know, you just gotta wait till they reach out.
Meet Olive. I'm looking for you.
Now let's step to the side, let everybody go by first, and then we'll kind of look. How y'all doing? All right. All right, guys. Some of the things you see here, we're looking for the actual birds and stuff like that, the owls and stuff like that. The owls probably not going to be out here, but the birds are. And we're just kind of looking around to see if we can find any in the trees, which I don't see any. In this nature trail that we're walking, but oh yeah, I hear them. You just can't see them. So they kind of, but the trail is nice. This trail is real nice, and this is nice. My wife is leading the way. Wife is. Mm-hmm.
Trees that they
Normally be at.
yeah.
Okay, so you see these trees here? You see that marking? Those are the birds normally be at. That's the tree they be in. Like the owl would be right here. You see that marking where the owl would be at? But he's not there. We don't see him, so. So they mark the trees where they normally at. And you know, it seemed to me that they have a you know, you can sit here and someone give you like a lecture or whatever on what type of birds they are. You know, you can kind of see the birds in the trees. I'm pretty sure these guys been doing it so long, they know where they at, but you know, we don't know. But it's real beautiful out here, man. It's beautiful. And they have a Birds of Prayer show at 4 o'clock. We will be here to see that. Very nice. Oh, look over there, Keisha.
Where?
She have one.
Oh, she got one.
Yeah, let's see, can I, we can't see that, but let me see, can I beam this in? Wow. Yes. Hmm?
I hear 'em.
Yeah, I hear them too.
So all of the birds that they asking us to meet, they already, or that they telling us to meet, they already got them.
Yeah, they already got them. Some of them, I'm sorry, be in the trees already.
So they practicing for when they show us what.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, guys, we're gonna finish walking this trail, and then I get the camera back on when we get close to the actual butterfly place. All right, right on our way to the butterfly center, we happen to run up on this little trail here called the Lady Johnson Wildflower Trail. Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Trail, and pretty nice, pretty nice. It's a little trail that kind of give you a little ideas of the plants. Got some tomatoes, green tomatoes. Or we need to pull some of those and take those to the house so we can fry some of those. Right, huh? They did. Hey, okay. It's pretty nice. Now we're not gonna take the wildflower trail because my wife don't want to really. She really don't want to walk through the woods. We walked through the woods to get here. We didn't know that you could have got a ride. My wife like, no, we're not going through no more woods. So I'm just gonna show you guys what we see here as we get ready to head to the butterfly center. It's pretty nice, man. Real nice, real nice. A lot of flowers. A very cozy, nice place to be. Man.
What's this? Bush bean.
Bush beans. Mm-hmm.
Oh, beans.
Well, these are actual beans. Yeah, these are beans, guys. Look at that.
It's a garden.
Mm-hmm. You go ahead and pull you some beans and eat one.
Bell peppers.
Look at that. Here goes some bell peppers.
You take me one of these bell peppers.
I know, right? Got the bell peppers right here. And I think they turn orange. Yeah, they do.
Oh, sugar cane.
You see sugar cane? Oh, yeah?
It ain't ready yet, but it's sugar cane. Some of it is coming up. Well, they cut that down from. So they cut it down and then let it grow back.
Yep, because you can see some of them been cut already. At the root part, you can see some of the sugar cane have been cut. Like right here, that's already grown. They cut it down and allow it to come back. So what is this right here?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes. Oh, okay.
Steak tomatoes.
Okay. These are bell peppers. More bell peppers here.
They big too.
Yeah, these bell peppers are big, guys.
More bell peppers.
Mm-hmm.
Cherokee tomatoes.
Look at these bell peppers. Hey. Hey, get you some of these bell peppers.
Squash.
We got some squash here. All right, got some squash growing up in here. Getting going. Look like we might found our dinner for tonight.
Yep.
We're gonna be picking for some of these.
Herbs.
And these are all herbs right here. It's just a lot of herbs in one area.
Rosemary.
Rosemary. I don't know, my wife calling it out, I don't know.
Oh, it's just rosemary.
All of it just rosemary?
It don't say no other. It just say rosemary.
Just, okay, rosemary, okay.
Colorful flowers with rosemary and
Here goes some peppermint here. Oh, wow, peppermint.
Well, they got spearmint over there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they
Wow.
was just eating on.
Yeah, I'm about to have me one. You want one?
Piece.
You don't want one, do you?
No.
You good?
And then they got mint.
Purple blooms. That is nice. Whoa.
Got some time. That peppermint is strong.
That peppermint is strong. Wow. It's good too. This peppermint is strong. Wow.
It must be good because you just started chewing on it.
Here you go. Take one. It's real strong too. I'm gonna show you guys. We're gonna kind of walk up to this log cabin here. Huh? Take some of that home. Yeah, grow that in the yard. I'm gonna walk up to the log cabin. I'll just show you guys this log cabin in here. We made it in 1959. That peppermint is good. Mm-hmm. Look at this, guys. Mm-hmm. My wife don't want to come here. Look like something from the. Please, door, do not close on your own, cause I will jump out that window. Woo, somebody laid right there. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna even read that. All right, it says something about the bed. Somebody laid in the bed. All right, guys, we're on our way to the butterfly center, so I'll go back and record when we get down that way. Okay, we got a nice little walk. All right, so let's walk it out. All right. Got a butterfly wall right here. Go ahead, you gotta walk up.
Where you going? That way or this way?
Go this way, I guess. I'll go this way. Go this way?
Yeah, you want to.
I actually came the wrong way, I think. Well, I guess it's anyway. I'm not for sure.
You can't really tell.
Right.
Whether you going the right way or
Right. All right. There you are? Oh, let me take a look then.
oh, they're fighting and everything.
Because they might, it might, like maybe the butterflies that is
Look at that.
The butterfly is big. Huge. Come on, look at the look at it here.
no. Wait, what?
Doctor, I am crawling. I'm crawling.
Wow.
So I think we might came in the opposite way.
No? I said,
Oh no, what is going
To show you the transformation section. Metamorphosis from
So
the
where
egg
is
to the
it?
larva.
what's where is what?
That's a good question.
That was a person right
My finger all in the way. Yeah, they're coming out the cocoon, guys. You see some of the butterflies are starting to come out.
That butterfly is the size of a small bird, almost the size of a bird. He is huge. Yeah.
That one is coming out. You see?
Which one?
In the back.
Yep. Butterflies in the back there coming out.
Well, this loud.
This way.
Oh, wow.
It look like really Wonka.
Yeah, it does.
Like the chocolate factory. Come here, butterflies flying all over the place. No. This is nice. Butterfly flies all in front of you. This is beautiful. I tell you, butterflies fly. The butterflies fly in front of you all around you. I don't know if you guys can see the butterflies flying all around us, but they everywhere. Yeah, they land on you and take off. Man, I tell you. Beautiful. What do you think, Keisha? I like it too. This is real nice. I enjoy this. This is nice. They just fly all around you, land on you, and play around. It's unique. It's nice, man.
Oh, man,
See, I haven't been here since kids' days, but I can tell you, man, I truly enjoy this. I can imagine how it was a couple of years ago when we came here for school. I can tell you, oh, that was some of the birds I've been looking for. You guys see them walking down at the bottom? Let me see. See the birds. Yeah. Nice.
They look like little turtle around the front.
Oh, he flew off on me. They're everywhere.
Yeah, they do not mind landing in your face.
Yeah, they'll land on you. My wife said they land in her face.
Right here on my
Oh, yeah.
glasses.
It's pretty nice.
Look. The white one was just on the shoe.
It's free. Flying in there. You guys probably can't. I don't know. You guys probably could see this. It's everywhere. They are. Turtle, yeah. You guys see that turtle? He's enjoying himself. He want to be to himself. Oh man, this is nice. Now, coming up here, it's like butterflies. Coming up this way, it's like butterflies everywhere.
It's like we're just walking into butterflies. They all over you. They're landing on you at the same time as you walk through. This is very nice, you guys. And look at the waterfall. Can I tell you? Very nice area. This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
That was nice.
It was nice.
It's real nice.
You going in?
No, I'm good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I scared you. Come around. No, come around. Come on around. Oh, okay. You can say
It's like the butterfly show here. I want to sit here and kind of look at the shows or whatever. Walk through them. Walk through. Autonomy of butterflies. Are you ready to go out? Alright guys, here we go. Walking down to the beach, man. Look at this. Real nice. On the pathway, we can walk down. You got the beach chair. You can bring your beach chair. Unfortunately, we haven't, but we just want to walk down here and kind of get up under some shade and kind of just kind of, you know, kind of enjoy this moment. Kind of get in some shades and enjoy this moment here. This is real nice. So much to do out here. This is beautiful. A waterfall. Yeah, everybody truly enjoying it, man. Look at all this. Zoom in a little bit more. This is beautiful. I tell you, man. Yep, so this is the beach area. If you can look behind there, it looks like some hotels. I don't know if you guys can see the brown building back there behind. The little play area back there. That's a hotel that you can kind of rent. Got their own little patio. Real nice area, man. And you know, we want to do some camping out here this weekend, but unfortunately, the campground is packed until the end of June. So the only thing we was able to do is just come out here and enjoy the day. So it's real nice out here. Enjoying it. And yep. Look like they have some colleges or some type of thing over there that you can go over there as well. We're gonna probably walk over there a little bit later, but I just want to show you guys the beach area. Everybody enjoying it. This is another area that we just wanted to visit here at Callaway Garden. So I'll catch you guys in a minute. We're gonna walk this area here and kind of sightsee. It seems like the guy got some good drinks. So like they got some good drinks, some good food out here. I'm kind of walk that area and see what they have, and All right, we'll catch you guys when we get to the next
We
area.
would consider nighttime active or nocturnal. So we're going to go ahead and welcome down Cedar, our beautiful great horned owl. Now owls, as I said, they tend to be people's favorite. They're quite fluffy, they're quite cute, they're quite adorable. But in fact, that's quite the opposite of their personality and their natures, right? This is the top predator of the nighttime sky here in North America. Great horned owls are going to be the largest owl species you'll find here in the southeastern United States, the third largest on the North American continent, and the seventh largest on our planet today. Now they get their name because they are a great bird of great size, right? And they're also going to have those two little horn-like projections on the tops of their heads. Do you guys think those are actually horns, though, on the top of Cedar's head? No, right? I wouldn't assume that anyone would think that they're horns. They're not his ears either, even though some people do call them ear tufts. What these two little tufts of feathers are called plumicorns, and they have nothing to do with their ears or their hearing at all. What they're going to be used for is communication and camouflage purposes only. So these great horned owls have a little sign language that they can use to communicate non-verbally with each other by flicking those plumicorns up and down. But where his ears actually are located are going to be right on the side of his face, exactly where our ears are. But his are a little bit different from ours. He doesn't have the cartilage part of his ears like we do. He just has these massive holes, these massive openings on the side of his head, much larger in comparison to his body size than our ear openings are to our body size. Really large ears, and they're also going to be a little bit crooked on his face. He has asymmetry within his ears, so one slightly higher, one slightly lower, one points up, one points down, and in some species of owls, one even hears in a slightly different frequency of sound than the other one does. So you guys probably have already guessed it by now, these owls are going to rely primarily on their sense of hearing to help them catch and locate their food. For the daytime active raptors, like the hawks and the eagles and the falcons, they're going to rely primarily on their eyesight to help them catch their food. But these owls, they rely on their hearing. But just because they don't rely on their eyesight doesn't mean that owls' eyesight isn't good. Cedar has incredible eyesight, but owl's eyesight is more attuned to being able to see in low light conditions. That's why he has really large eyes to take in as much light as possible. In fact, his eyes are so large that they actually take up about 50%, so half of his total skull space. Much more of his skull space is being taken up by his eyes than our eyes. And since they are so large, he lacks the muscles that he needs in his head to be able to move them. And also, the shape of his eyes makes it very difficult to move them. His eyes are going to be shaped more like light bulbs or mushrooms. And what you're seeing on the outside is going to be the smallest part of his eye, actually. So the screw-in portion of the light bulb or the stalk of the mushroom. Now, since they are so large, since he lacks those muscles that he needs, he can't rotate them, he can't move them in his head, right? So if he wants to look around his world, what does he have to do? Turn his head, right? How far around do you guys think the owls can turn their head in degrees? 360 degrees, that's a great guess. I like to say one time and one time only, right? Be the last thing the owl ever did. But kind of like we tried to do it. But owls, they can turn their head about 270 degrees though, which is still much more impressive than what we could do. But it turns out that just about every other bird on the planet can also do this 270 degree rotation. We just notice it a lot more with the owls because the owls have this big flat face and they don't have much of a neck either. It just looks like a head sitting on top of his body. But the reason that they have that incredible neck rotation, and all birds have that incredible neck rotation, is because they have double the amount of vertebrae in their neck than we mammals, we humans do. We have 7, even giraffes, the animals with the longest necks in the world, they only have 7. Owls like Cedar and other birds, they have 14 vertebrae in their neck, so a little bit different than ours. Now, something else you probably noticed whenever Cedar's been out here, have you guys heard much any loud flapping over your heads whenever he flies over you? I wouldn't assume so, right? It's very stealthy. Before I talk a little bit more about that, I think he did a wonderful job for us. Let's give Cedar a little round of applause here. And this is going to be the second largest owl species that calls the southeastern United States home. And here he comes as he makes his grand entrance. Now these barred owls, they're going to be native primarily to the eastern portion of North America. They don't push west much, but in the last 30, 40 years actually, they have pushed up north and up west. into places like Washington State and Oregon, so they're a pretty common sight there now. But unfortunately, these barred owls are actually out-competing a very endangered species of owl that calls that part of the country home. If you've ever heard of a northern spotted owl, they look quite similar to these barred owls, but unfortunately, they're not quite they don't thrive quite as well with a human encroachment as these barred owls do, so they're unfortunately out-competing them in their territory. Now, it's pretty interesting that willow is coming out right after cedar, the great horned owl, because cedar, the great horned owl, is what we would call a generalist in the bird of prey world. So that means that he can live in just about any habitat and eat just about any prey item that is smaller than him. These barred owls are going to be what we would call a specialist in the bird of prey world. So he's going to specialize in living in a more specific habitat, eating more specific prey items. Where these barred owls live is called riparian zones, basically somewhere with a lot of low-lying water like lakes, streams, and rivers, and big old-growth trees, big old-growth forests. So a place very similarly to Callaway Gardens. But if they're living around water for their entire lives, what do you think is going to be on the menu for a bird like willow? Fish, absolutely. Now, he's not necessarily going to dive into the water like an osprey or an eagle would, but he'll catch small fish on the water's edge, absolutely. Anything else? What about like frogs, toads, salamanders, the slimy stuff, right? That's what willow's going to specialize in most of the time. But he'll also go after small mammals that are hanging out on the water's edge as well. And he's going to use his sense of hearing, just like cedar that we talked about earlier, to catch those small prey items. In fact, willow's hearing is so good that while he's up here on the center perch, everyone in the first row right now, he can actually pick up your individual heartbeats inside of his chest, or your chest actually. That's just how good his hearing is. A lot of owls, the reason they have such good hearing, we talked about their large ear openings earlier, but also look at the structure of his face, right? He has this big flat face, but under all of those feathers, he has a very similar structure to something like a hawk or an eagle. What gives him that flat face appearance is going to be the shape of the feathers around his face. They make almost like a disc, right? It has the exact same function that a satellite dish would have. He's going to use that facial disc to funnel in sound to his massive ear openings. We can kind of almost do something very similar to these owls. The way these owls' faces are set up, by putting our hands behind our ears, it's going to make me seem a little bit louder. Same thing that's happening to these owls naturally. Now, talking about why willow's here exactly, willow and cedar are actually here at Callaway Gardens. They're here in captivity for the exact same reason. All of the birds that we have here at Callaway, all 18 of them are going to be considered non-releasable. So that means that they cannot survive in the wild by themselves. They have to kind of live with humans for their health. They wouldn't be able to survive if we were to release them. Now, willow and cedar, they don't have anything physically wrong with them. They don't have physical injuries. What is wrong with them is they actually have mental or behavioral injuries. They're what we would call human imprints or malimprints. Has anyone ever heard of human imprinting before? Maybe a few people. It's actually pretty sad why this happens, because it happens because well-meaning people think that they're rescuing these birds, right? Now, with raptors, it's not uncommon that during their fledgling stage, so the first few get like vultures, right? Why exactly don't you like vultures?
That's vulture.
They eat.
Anything
Associate them
dead.
with death. That's pretty common, especially here in America, right? But it's not quite the case all around the world. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But one of the most common things that we get about people not liking vultures is they eat dead things, right? Well, take a look in the mirror, take a look at your family, right? Unless you're a vegetarian, you also eat dead things. Even if you are a vegetarian, that broccoli that you eat, it's not alive, right? It's also dead. You have a lot more in common with the vultures than you think you do. And a lot of people think they're ugly as well. They don't look quite like the other birds do. They're going to have this bald head. But it turns out that every other bird on the planet also has a bald head, or looks the exact same that these vultures do. They just have feathers on the tops of their head. So, but that bald head, it actually goes a long way into keeping these birds clean. It's one of the main ways that they keep clean, actually. Now let's talk about what exactly Benny's doing out here. He's kind of demonstrating just one way that he'll keep clean. He's doing something called sunning. Has anyone ever seen vultures at a really high point, like a telephone tower or a tall tree with their wings out, just like he has? Mm-hmm. Exactly right. A ton of you guys have seen it. This is something that's very natural, very instinctual for all vultures. He's actually cleaning himself. All birds need vitamin D, so a lot of birds are going to do this. But it's just one way that these vultures will actually drive parasites out of their body. So he can heat his feathers up to a pretty extreme temperature, and all of those parasites are going to be driven out of his feathers where he can just preen them off. And also, talking about that bald head, the main way that these vultures eat is just by shoving their head into the carcass that they found, right? So you can imagine if it had a whole bunch of feathers on it, it's going to get caked up with a lot of nasty stuff very, very quickly. So that bald head, they can just expose it to the sun, and it's going to bake off any of that bacteria or parasites that might be clinging onto it. That's one of the ways that he's going to keep clean. Now, something else he's going to use to keep himself clean, or at least keep himself healthy on the inside, is going to be his stomach acid. Now, the stomach acid of a black vulture like Benny is going to be anywhere between a 0 and a 1 on the pH scale. So if you're familiar with the pH scale, that's more acidic than car battery acid. So any kind of bacterial disease that he's ingested, anything like salmonella, hot cholera, even viral infections like HIV aren't going to do anything to a vulture like Vinny, right? His system can handle that. And in fact, the bacteria that he's ingesting is going to be completely neutralized in his stomach acid. So even if he ingests it, it's actually going to come out clean on the other end. And that actually brings me into another interesting point with these vultures. If you look at Vinny right now, and you look at his legs, what color do his legs appear? Gray, right? Almost complete, or almost white. They are not white. They're also not gray. Underneath what is covering his legs, they are actually completely black, just like the rest of his body. These vultures do something called urohydrosis. Basically, they urinate on themselves, right? Don't try it at home. It's not going to work the same for you. But these vultures, since they have such acidic stomach acids, their urates are also very acidic. So any bacteria that they've been stomping around in, any nasty stuff that's caked up on those legs, they can actually urinate on themselves, and it's going to do the same thing that it would do to their internal systems. And also, it's going to keep themselves cool. Now, he has blood vessels that run just on the inside of his legs, and whenever he exposes himself to the sun like that, he can't sweat like we do, so he's just going to urinate on his own legs, and he's going to keep himself cool, since birds, they don't naturally sweat the same way that humans do. But going back to talking about kind of the association with death that we have, at least here in North America with these vultures, there's actually places all across the world where vultures are very respected animals. In fact, has anyone ever heard of sky burials in Tibetan culture? Maybe a few of you, maybe one or two of you have. Well, this is a pretty beautiful thing, actually. Now, in Tibet, it's going to be in the Himalayas, right? So they have very rocky ground, and they don't have a ton of trees either. So they can't bury their dead because of the rocky ground, and they don't have enough trees to cremate them. So they kind of figured out as one last act of kindness to nature to offer their dead up to the vultures, right? So they're going to take their dead up to these high places, and they believe that the vultures are going to carry the soul to heaven. So it's pretty interesting that all of these different cultures have such an important place for these vultures, but we don't here, even though these vultures are going a long way in keeping human populations healthy and safe. In fact, it's been shown areas with high, steady vulture populations, like we luckily have here in North America, our disease rates are relatively low and steady as well. But if you go out to somewhere like Southeast Asia, specifically India, over the last 30 to 50 years, maybe their vulture populations have declined by about 95%. And their rate of zoonotic diseases, so that's diseases that are passed from animals to people, has skyrocketed because of it. So it's extremely important that we keep these vultures around.
All right, everybody, that's pretty much the end of our trip there. We're getting ready to call it a day. We might ride to the other side and see what they have over there. We might just go grab us a bite to eat and get on up out of here. We had a pretty good day. It's pretty nice, man. The bird show was nice. Everything was nice. Enjoy the beach. Enjoy the activity. And we enjoyed ourselves. Keisha, what you think?
I had a nice time.
Pretty nice time?
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. With that being said, guys, we getting up out of here, man. You guys enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll catch you guys on Monday. Peace.